There we go. See, there's
Oh.
one. What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Shred Show live. I'm hanging out with one of my good friends. Not only is he a good friend, he's been a mentor. He's been one of those guys when I was just a baby, little bitty guy starting out this industry. Darren was one of the guys who took me under his wing, mentored me, and taught me and helped me become one of the top originators that I was. And I couldn't have done it without incredible people like DC. Plus, he's the CEO of Summit Lending. We're going to be getting into how he continues to grow, how he continues to dominate, even in challenging times. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to want to miss this conversation. Are you ready? Are you ready? It is time to shred. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? And again, welcome to the Shred Show. As I mentioned, DC, Darren Copeland, CEO of Summit Lending, hanging out with me today. And like I said, he's been a friend, he's been a mentor, but more than anything, he has helped loan officers grow their business for years upon years. He is one of the absolute veterans of the industry, and he continues to serve. And that's what we're talking about today. He is serving our industry. He is serving originators and helping them in challenging times. DC, brother, it is good to see you and good to have you on the show.
Bro, how awesome is this, man? Like, we've known each other for a long time, but dude, to see your growth, man, just your intro and everything you got going on, dude. And I know we see each other at different events throughout the years, but dude, it's so good to see you, man. And hey, big kudos to you, man. I know you've put in the work on the back end, right? Like, everyone sees this stuff, but they don't see all the hard work and blood, sweat, and tears that you do on the back end, dude. So, dude, I am super proud of you, man. Like, you have come so far, and you're right. Like, when we first met, you were just a fleggling getting into the business. You rocked it out, and then you've just, taken off. And I know, doesn't it seem just like light years from when we were first hanging out to what we have going on now? You have this amazing show, all these awesome things you're doing, and here we are. We're a top 40 brokerage in the U.S., dude. It's just really cool to see how things have panned out.
It's amazing that guys, first and foremost, thank you for the incredible kind words. And I really meant it when I said it's guys like you and so many other people throughout my career that has helped shape my career and point me in this direction. And now we are here today. And yet you have always been one of those top leaders in our industry. Like you said, being a top 40 broker in the country, you've always been a top originator, top lender within the country, and you're continuing to do big things. It just goes to show, if you're willing to put in some hard work, dude, you can do some amazing, you can impact a lot of lives. And I actually want to get into that. Before we do, though, I want to, for those who maybe don't know Darren, maybe those who don't know you as well as I do, give us a little background, because I meant it when I said you're truly one of the veterans of the industry. You've been doing this for a couple of years. You're
man.
Not your first rodeo.
Hey, is that another way of saying someone's old? Is that the way it goes?
Old as hell. I'm just trying to be nice, but yeah, bro, you're old.
Dude, it's awesome, man. Dude, I'm just ecstatic I still have hair, dude. So, been doing this for 20 years, man. I started as a broker, had a really good run, went to the retail side for a number of years. My wife, AKA Chili Pepper, for those of you who know me. So Liz, my better half, she's our ops manager, and she's just a godsend, man. Like, she's the number one reason why we're doing what we're doing, because she does all that back office stuff that I don't have anything that I want to do with, right? So I think it really comes down to my 20-year career. It comes down to our mantra, which is ABC. Right? It's just always be cool, no matter what. Sometimes people are going to come after you and maybe they're not big fans, but dude, always be cool, because by doing that, you never have to apologize for anything. And people see what your mantra is. They see what you're about. And then as a leader, that attracts people to come join you. Right. So, I've seen all the markets coming down, worked with tons of realtors over the years, had an amazing personal production career. And, like I said, 5 years ago, we broke off. We started our own brokerage. And I just had this thing, Josh. I know this might surprise you, but dude, I'm just not a corporate guy, right? I'm not a corporate guy. I'm an entrepreneur. So I wanted to have our own thing and just have everything in place to remove all the barriers so our LOs could just go out there and sell and brand themselves. And that's what we're doing, bro. And we have really, man, this whole thing the past year and a half has been a massive blessing to us, right? With the rates and the challenges of going in there, because what we coach people is if you do the right things every single day, which is building relationships and maintaining relationships, no matter what the market's doing, you're going to win. Right. This is all a relationship business, no matter what the rates are. So, we'll talk a little bit about this in the future. Remind me, we'll talk about the green zone. And the green zone is what I coach everyone where to live in. The green zone is your money-making time. But dude, just to come back to this being a blessing is it's allowed us to attract other top producing loan officers to join our brand, to join our brokerage, because, bro, when people have 20, 25 deals in the pipe, dude, they're not jumping. Right. But it's given people time to reflect, and it's allowed us to get better, to make improvements, that we just have everything dialed in. And dude, I'm super blessed. Dude, I'm so jacked to be on this show with you, man. I really am. This is fun.
Dude, I'm jacked up. This is way fun. This just goes to show that this business is about relationships. Like I said, you and I, back when I was just getting started, you were one of those guys. You saw me as like, hey, there might be some potential in this kid. Let's see what we can do. And now we've, again, become lifelong friends. You mentioned Chili Pepper. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've never met Chili Pepper, you got to meet this woman. She is the better half of the team. She's the one that keeps things running. But it takes a team. That's what I want to. And the fact, ABC, I'm going to make you a shirt, because everybody's like, always be closing, but always be cool. That is your mentality. That is your, always be cool. Like, and you are. I've seen you in some tense situations. I've seen you, up against the fences, and you're just, you and your team, you keep a level head, you keep it cool, because if you don't, if you feel that pressure and your team feels that pressure, that's when things start to break down. Communication breaks down. The relationships break down. You guys just stay calm. You stay collected. You stay cool, and you enjoy the process. You enjoy the journey, and you find those opportunities. I think you may be, honestly, DC, you may be the only guy who I've heard referred to the last year and a half as a blessing. Most people are like, holy smokes, this thing has beat the crap out of us. This thing has just taken, it has beaten us up. But it's a blessing. Let's talk about that. How? How do you, like literally, how do you make the last year and a half when most, I'm not saying everybody, but most have struggled? How do you make this, how has this been a blessing?
You know what? I think the biggest thing for me, man, is when you don't have a safety net, you have no choice, right? Like, dude, the ships are burned. Like, you have to make it happen, right? And I think that's where a lot of people, if they have a way out, they'll figure out a way to get out of it. But like, dude, right now, this is when businesses truly grow, right? Like, we're going to look back in 3 or 4 years. We're going to look back at this time period. I know for me and some of my other brothers and sisters that own brokerages and who are in the business, they're going to look back and they're going to like, this was the absolute time that we built this business and we took it to the next level, because the people who can make it in this market, dude, they're warriors. Like, they're rock stars, right? So when the market turns, whenever that is, no one really knows, but whenever that turns, dude, we're going to be ready. We're going to be ready. I mean, we have our bench. You've heard me talk about this before, is like, we have our bench built out for other LOAs, other support staff. So as soon as that thing turns, dude, we're ready, and people won't be able to jump back into the business fast enough. So I absolutely think a lot of it, Josh, this, man, a lot of it's the mindset, right? Your mindset during the market. You can't control what the market's doing, but you can control your work ethic. You control your mind space to make sure you're hanging out in the right spots. You're not watching the news. You're not hanging out in these Facebook forums where the sky's falling and all the struggle bunnies are hanging out. Dude, no, stay away from that stuff. Hang around positive people. Keep building relationships no matter what, because, dude, people are still buying houses, man. Heck, with all the equity that people have in houses right now, we're doing, cash out refis left and right. So it's absolutely there. And I think with people listening here, this is what I learned, like all the coaching groups that I've been a part of, and I've been a part of a lot of really, really good coaching groups in my heyday, is, dude, you got to surround yourself with like-minded people who are going to cheer you on. So when you're scoring a touchdown, they're cheering right there with you, right?
Oof. Right. I like, and you really do, more than ever. You mentioned mindset. This is a mindset game. This is a time where you really, again, I'm not saying that actions aren't important and going out there and executing on it, but it starts right here. If you're not good right here, if you don't have the support of a team, if you don't have the right people around you, dude, you talked about those negative, those people in the forums and the groups. Social media, we all know, I love it. Yeah. It's my absolute, it's my life right now, but there's some negativity. It's easy to get caught up in the negative of the world and the negative of the mortgage and real estate industry, especially with what's going on with lawsuits and with realtors and all this and that. there's a lot of challenging times. But again, keeping it right here, it is absolutely critical. And it's absolutely something you need to be thinking of. And again, surrounding yourself with the right people, positive people, people who can keep you in that positive place. Now, you mentioned the green zone, because I know this is something that I think is really, really cool. So let's talk. What is the green zone, DC?
All right, so let's talk about that. So, you and I, we've been in some same coaching groups in the past, right?
Yep.
And what you do is you take these nuggets from all these different coaching groups, because they're all good. But I remember, like, one of my mentors told me way back in the day, and I won't mention his name, but you know who I'm talking about, because you and I used to go to the events together all the time.
Yep.
And he was like, DC, if people would just actually do what I told them to do, he goes, I wouldn't have a business, right? I'm like, okay, you're right, because you have to do the basic blocking and tackling, right? You have to do the fundamentals. And what we do in the green zone is the average LO markets themselves less than 1 hour a week. Okay. So the green zone is, if you just take 2 hours every morning. So my green zone is like, it's a couple hours. My green zone is like from 7:30 to 10:30, right? And that green zone is your money-making time. And all you're doing is money-making activities, to where you're calling your agents, you're on social media, you're leaving reviews, you're making comments. Like, you are Navy SEAL tactical, doing the relationship business, so you can bring in new loans. That's it. And if you focus and time block that Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday, and you're marketing 10 to 15 hours of laser focus every single week, dude, that's game changing. That literally will change your business. Like, could you imagine if you did that, if you lived in your green zone for 30 days, what would your pipeline look like 45 days, 60 days, 90 days out, right? It's all about being consistently. It's not chasing these shiny objects. And there's some other cool stuff out there, and that's fine. But dude, if you do the basic stuff and you time block and do that every single day, dude, you're going to rock it. Because I got to a point a few years ago, I was coaching other LOs, and then we started building out our brokerage. I'm like, dude, how about I just coach my own people, right? So we have our internal coaching program that once a month, all of our top producers, we hang out for an hour, and everyone goes around the horn, full share. This is what I'm doing. This is what is working. And we have seen a massive increase in production just on our internal coaching. So it's all about doing the right things, man. And, I love just going off and talking about this, because if anyone can listen to this and just take one or two nuggets, and I don't care if you're on the retail side or broker side, because there's good for both. Not everyone's meant to be on the broker side, and not everyone's meant to be on the retail side. It's cool, right? If you're somewhere that you can close a deal on time, you're not going to get embarrassed or lose relationships, you make good money, and you're good, then you're good, right? It's totally fine, right? But dude, I'm just so passionate about coaching, and I'm at a point in my career right now is like, dude, if you'll just listen to DC and do what needs to be done, and you're consistent about it, you'll change your pipeline.
It will change your pipeline. And this is something we talked about. Again, most coaches in our lives, if we did what they told us to do, we would be incredibly successful, but we continue to keep them in our lives because we need those reminders. We need guys like yourself who, again, it's taking action, it's doing those steps, but at the same time, sometimes we need a reminder. Sometimes we need a coach. Sometimes we need that person behind us, pushing us, motivating us, giving that little guidance, giving us those attaboys when needed. But you're one of those people that leads by example. It's not just sitting in the background and saying, good job, like, you got this. You're making it happen. You're in the trenches. You're right alongside your team. So many leaders these days, I think it's just a rah, go get them. But you're literally leading by example. And I think that is the future. That is what really makes such a difference. Being in that green zone, doing those little things day in and day. Dude, I agree with you 100%. 30 days being in the green zone. Could you imagine what your pipeline would be like? Is it hard? Of course it is. Anything that's worth it is going to be hard in your business, but you're going to crush it. You're going to do incredible things. You're going to impact lives. You're going to change lives and make your life and your family's life better. You just got to be willing to put in the work and make it happen. You mentioned this, which I think is interesting. And I want to kind of talk about this because as you're continuing to grow, you're helping others do that. And as you mentioned, with whether it's on the broker side, retail side, there are pros and cons. And once you find your place, but if you're possibly thinking about it, possibly making a change, and with the growth of Summit Lending in your company, you actually have an opportunity for some people to come and even learn a little bit more about the broker side. Tell us a little bit about that because you got a pretty cool opportunity to bring some people with you on a pretty sweet journey.
Yeah, man. So we're super stoked about that, and thanks for bringing that up. So, dude, we are so blessed. So we're at a certain level now that we're on people's radar in a good way of like, hey, we want to help you, we want to help build your business, right? So, one of our largest wholesalers that we work with, you guys who are listening, you know who it is. They're in Michigan, right? Well, they have given us the opportunity to bring a certain amount of folks. It's actually a decent number of folks that they're covering their flight, their hotel, because they are so smart because they're investing in us, which is allowing us to not only bring all of our folks that are currently with us here at Summit Lending, but they're allowing us to bring X amount of retail LOs. So on June 20 and 21st, we've got 3 spots left. So if anyone's interested, man, it's no pressure. It's a 2-day mastermind. You're going to hear from guys like myself and our other top producers of sharing what's working in their business. Then you're going to hear some other high level executives from that wholesaler that's going to be talking about the broker channel and dispelling any myths or anything like that. But dude, we are so excited about this. We've been up there many, many times, but for us to be at this level now on the broker side, and they're bringing us up because they want us to continue to, be at 100 LOs, 200 LOs and keep growing in a very cool way. Dude, we're stoked about it. So thank you for bringing that up. So yeah, we got 3 spots left. If anyone wants to sign up, we can shoot out a link, or Josh will figure out how to do all that fancy stuff. But yeah, dude, we're stoked about that.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And again, that is a true partner, DC. That is somebody that's what our industry is about right now. That's what is helping us take our business to the next level. Having a partner that's willing to, even pay for expenses to bring you and your team out to get better. They're investing in you and the team. And that's what a great partner looks like. So again, DC mentioned it. 3 spots available. We'll drop a link. And reach out to DC directly on social media, or we'll drop a link that you can send them an email. Reach out to them and connect with them so you can make it happen. If you're thinking about it, if you're just like, you know what? And again, I want to be very clear on this. It's not the grass is greener. Maybe you're just stuck. Maybe you just need a little bit. Maybe you need a little bit of change. We've all been there. DC, how many times have you and I made a little bit of change in our careers, and it's helped us take it to the entirely next level? That's all it is. We're not, and DC mentioned one of my favorite things in the world, the SOS, the shiny object syndrome. This ain't no shiny object. This is real. This is surrounding yourself with the right people in the right scenario that can really help you continue to grow. And DC, that's what it's about, dude.
Dude, it's all about building a true sustainable business, right? And you can't build a true sustainable business by changing. I love your SOS, chasing those shiny objects, right? Your sustainability comes with your relationships, right? It's your past database. It's your realtors. And another thing that I'm huge on, and you'll probably remember this, Josh, man, we are here. We're not a corporation that we have to brand Summit, right? Dude, it's all about the producer. So go brand yourself, right? Go get your Google reviews, right? Don't use some platform that if you ever leave a company, all your reviews go away, right? So we encourage people, use Google, brand yourself. Dude, we don't want your CRM, right? Again, always be cool, right? Always be cool. We're not here to take your database and refine in a year. Dude, that's not kosher, right? That's not the cool thing to do. But to uplift the LO, to make them numero uno, and you go out there and you sell and you do the absolute best job you can, dude, that's what we're doing.
Dude, and that is exactly what it's all about. Simply put, what a great way to start wrapping this up is always be cool. Surround yourself with the right organization, with the right mentors, with the right leaders like DC and his team are doing. And heck, if you want to go hang out with them and mastermind with some of the best in the best industry, what better time to do it than now? And as he mentioned, there's 3 spots available. So make sure you reach out to myself or to him so you can fill up. They're going to fill up, like it's going to happen. So if you're thinking about it now, send them a message, send myself a message, make it happen so we can get you in contact with the right people to get out there. DC, brother, I cannot thank you enough for the inspiration, for the mentor, for the leader you have been to me, and that you continue to be for so many people. It is guys like you and it's teams, you and Chili Pepper, who continue to inspire, continue to impact, and change lives throughout this entire industry. And we cannot thank you enough. Brother, you're absolutely amazing.
Thanks, bro. Thank you so much for having me, dude. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you.
Yeah, we lost somebody.
Let's do it again.